Welcome everybody to the Gina Boss Lady Millionaire podcast. I'm still working on the name, but it's the first episode, and we're just going to talk about 2026 is the year of the horse, and I am taking that energy and working with it. So I've decided to start a podcast and do all things creative and talk about my journey so far. So here we go. You know what? Life is just too short. So let's begin by everybody just take a deep breath and enjoy life, right? Let's talk about authenticity. Authenticity. Oh my God. Who doesn't want to be more authentic in their lives? Again, another reason why I've just decided to start this podcast. I am 54 years old and I'm just saying, F it. Let's do something creative. So I began my journey as a creative as a child, and I was always performing plays in our backyards. We built stages with barrels and 2x4s, and I came from a very big family. I'm the youngest of 8 children, and we were always outside playing, and in the woods we had gangs, whatever. We called them gangs. We were just a bunch of kids that ran around the neighborhood, boys, girls, and we ran through the woods. We built forts. We played hide and seek. We played tag. We built little forts that we used to play in, and we had woods. We had woods to play in. Woods were so much fun because it was a magical land, and there was fairies, or we pretended there was fairies, but there are fairies. The trees were a part of our backdrop too, and it was so much fun and creative. Like I said, kids today, they're always on their iPads, their phones, their heads are down. They're not using their brains. No one's using their brains anymore. I mean, my God, remember when we used to have to remember phone numbers? I could list off probably hundreds of phone numbers. And now I can barely remember PIN numbers to anything because we've dumbed our brains down so much. Again, where is the authenticity in that? But we can bring it back. And by doing things like podcasts, by people recording anything, really, you're being creative. You're using your mind. And I know people love to use AI, and AI is great for a lot of things, but I still think that to be authentic, you have to create things on your own. Have an idea, go forward with it, take the aligned action, and just do your best. So anyway, yes, I'm rambling. I was going to call this podcast Rambling with Gina, which I may still call it Rambling with Gina because I'm going to ramble a lot, but I think there's value in that too because you're just expressing yourself. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like me who, are tentative at first to begin a podcast, tentative to do anything different, but I spent a good 30 years of my life being a server in a restaurant, which I love. There was many, many great things about it. But there's also a lot of downsides. I made a lot of great friends becoming a server. There's a lot of freedom to, be yourself. But then there's also the side where you have to put on a mask and pretend a lot of the time, which we all do in all our jobs. But at least you get to walk away from your table and vent in the back, or you vent in the freezer, or, and then you come out like, hey, everybody, how's it going? Anybody that's seen the movie Waiting will know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I've done a lot of that stuff. But in the last 2 years, actually, I've really been trying to reinvent myself and put that version of me, the person that was serving other people instead of serving my soul's purpose, aside. The other reason I was a server for so long was because I was pursuing my acting career. And of course, what better way to make money and have time to go to auditions? Being a server. And it proved really good. I had that freedom. But when COVID hit, I really felt like I don't enjoy the audition process anymore because it's all online and you have to do self-tapes. And people that don't know what self-tapes are, you literally do what I'm doing right now, but you get no direction. You get the breakdown of the thing you're auditioning for, whether it's a commercial, a film, TV, whatever they're casting. And you get like a little brief synopsis, and that's all you seem to get. And you get no feedback. Now, when you go in for an in-person audition, which you can get now when you have callbacks, but how do you get the callback if you're not getting the initial feedback, which drove me crazy? Then you go in and you might do one take, and then whoever's behind the camera will say, okay, we're really looking for this. Could you try this a little bit differently? Whatever. They'll give you a little bit of direction, which, okay, put your head in a different headspace, but that's what happens when you're on set. When you're on set, the director might not like what you're doing, or it's not, flowing with the rest of the project. So they give you direction. When you do a self-tape, you're literally just there by yourself. You usually have a reader with you who generally isn't an actor, just somebody you pulled off the side, said, hey, yo, can you help me today? Sometimes they want to help. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass because they're not actors, right? And you have to be respectful of their time. Anyway, I still don't like it. I don't like it. I do not like doing self-tapes. So I'm trying to shift my focus now. I am a audiobook narrator for a national library service, which has been fantastic. I've recorded 4 books total. I have a contract for another 3 as part of a series, which is very exciting. And you get to be your own director. I do all the editing. I taught myself so much. I taught myself how to use GarageBand. I taught myself how to do the editing, some of the effects. So it was a challenge at first, but I persevered. I've literally put out 4 books in less than 6 months, so I think that's pretty fantastic. And it's a tribute to anybody that wants to change their lives. So it was a good sounding board for me to start in a new direction in my life. And I've always wanted to start a podcast. I wanted to do one during COVID. I don't know. Let's be serious. COVID messed up everybody. Relationships, financial situations, friendships, family situations, which I don't even want to talk about. I'm sure it'll come up again because it comes up almost every day in conversation with anybody you talk to, unfortunately. We'd like to forget about it, but it really changed the trajectory of the rest of our lives, to be honest. And there's so much more going on in the world that's going to change the trajectory of our lives, especially with AI. But listening to other people, I think that the best thing for us to do is learn to use AI to our best advantage, know when it's not working, trust your own instincts, and like anything, the more you resist, the more it persists. If you work with it and you flow with that energy, it's going to be better for us, right? So I love Riverside. That's what I'm recording with right now. They are making everything so easy to do a podcast. My God. Like they do, it just does everything. So I highly recommend Riverside FM to anybody that's looking to do a podcast. And you can invite guests. It's so easy. You just send a link. They come on, you do your whatever. And then it does all these other great tools that, listen, I'm not a technical person by any means. I can follow instructions. I can do the basics. But it does take a lot to put out one episode. Even 15 minutes takes a lot to get it edited correctly, the lighting, all that stuff. So anyway, I've also been working on being the boss lady, the millionaire boss lady. I'm manifesting my millionaire life, which is probably what I really should be talking about today. How do you manifest your millionaire best life, if that's what you want? I mean, let's just talk about it. We all want to live our best life, right? We want to be authentic in this world. We want to show up authentically as ourselves. I don't want to have a boss anymore. I like collaborating with people, but I don't want to have a boss anymore. Bosses are just there to literally boss you around. You get some that are good, but I don't know. I guess at this point in my life, I just want to be in control of my own schedule. I want to be in control of allowing myself to show up authentically as myself. I'm probably going to use that word a lot in this podcast today anyway, because it is about authenticity. But why not? Why do we have to always conform? You know what? It's okay for some people. Some people just want to go in, clock out, end of the day, go home, put their feet up, eat their Cheetos, watch some YouTube, listen to podcasts, whatever. And that's cool too. And please listen to all the podcasts out there. Listen, watch YouTube, watch the TikToks. It's great. But you can still be your own boss. For me, I can't clock in and clock out. I've never been a 9-to-5er. I will never be a 9-to-5er. I've tried it a couple times. I was miserable. The last 9-to-5 job I had, I lasted 1 week. I cried every day on my lunch break, which again, you never get lunch breaks per se when you're a server. You don't get any kind of break unless you're a smoker because they always go out to smoke. I don't smoke. So I just kept going for like 6 to 8 hours, sometimes 10, 12 hours. Okay, sometimes you do. You go to the washroom, whatever. You sneak some food in, you have a few bites, you run off to your tables again. And that's okay. I like doing that. It was good because the momentum's always going. But to be on such a strict 9 to 5, so not interested. So not interested in that. It's boring, boring. So again, creativity allows you to make your own schedule. I can make a 5-minute podcast. I can make a 15. I can make an hour-long podcast. I don't know how long my podcasts are going to be. I think to start, they're going to be relatively short. I just think this is the year I'm doing it, and I'm proud of myself. I'm a Virgo, first of all. Hello, Virgo. Shout out to all my Virgo people out there. My birthday is August 29th. I am a 11 life path, and we are supposed to be communicators. That's what life path 11s are. Communicators, leaders, teachers. And I don't know if anybody out there believes in psychics and mediums, but I do. I'm 100% behind all that. And I've been to several, and they're always telling me, you need to be a leader. You need to be teaching something. And, I do have an English degree, a Bachelor of Arts in English, and I have a musical theater degree as well in performance. So, you know what? That's what I invested my time and money into. Now I'm going to invest it in a different way. But using all the skills and talents that I acquired over the years, including being a server, because you're multitasking the whole time you are in a restaurant. I mean, there's so many things you have to do in order to execute that job properly, which I will get into probably in another episode, maybe invite some guests on, some coworkers I've had over the years to discuss all the fun tricks of the trade, which anybody that's seen The Bear, that show is bang on for what happens at a restaurant. It's great. So anyway, back to being a Life Path 11. So this is my year. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it right now. And I've been really trying to encourage people to align themselves with their highest, best energy and to listen to their soul. I spent the last 2 years of my life really trying to find out my soul's purpose. I'm still working on it, but I think this is, again, another great step in the direction of me being authentically myself and showing up in the world and not being afraid, because it is scary. I mean, I hope people listen to me. I'm trying my best here to entertain. It'll get better. Don't worry. I do a great Joan Rivers. I just did a bunch of her takes of the Grammy Awards, the 2026 Grammy Awards, which, wow, I don't know what that was, but the world's changing, right? So you can check those out. I'm on TikTok at Gina Gasolina. I'm also on YouTube for that. If you scroll through my images on YouTube, you'll find a bunch of those. So that's already linked up if you follow me. And yeah, so I don't know, maybe that's just my first episode saying hi. Let's just all be ourselves. Let's be ourselves in this world. If you want to be a singer, record videos and post them on YouTube. If you want to just be a musician, record yourself, put it on YouTube. People are doing it. Lots of people are doing it. Why can't we all do it? Let's just do it. It's scary, but who cares? I don't know any of you guys anyway. But, I'm just joking. I don't. I'm just talking to a camera right now. There could be people I don't even know, which I'm anticipating is going to happen. It's going to happen. And let's keep getting that boss lady attitude going. All right, people, tune in. Keep tuning in. There's going to be entertainment. There's going to be enlightenment. There's going to be boss lady moments. Let's just keep on living with the energy of the horse. You can do it. I can do it. Peace, joy, and happiness. Live your best life, everybody. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Peace out.